Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Just before I want to we start, I just want to say this that I don't know exactly how to make everyone to know about this because um, even if I say it, then maybe they don't see this video or this moment. So so I appreciate all the people that help me saying to to the to the people that ask why am I doing this into languages. And just in case, I remind you for the new people that I am not doing videos in YouTube like other people that take a time or put an edition, like editing the video or so on. I just press go live and then just say in broadcast, and that's it. I go to sleep. Because I am not a YouTuber. Okay, I don't know how to how to do this stuff, and I don't care really. So um, this is the only way I found to share with a lot of people, saying exactly the same that I am sharing in Spanish or in English, because I am improvising all the time. I am improvising everything that I explained, so it's impossible for me to make two videos because otherwise I wouldn't repeat exactly the same, and I would forget what I said before because I am improvising. Okay, so that's why I try to make Spanish English, Spanish English. So if it, I know it's annoying for some people, but yes, we will have to learn to pay attention to our own language and to take a deep breath. And also about the subtitles of the Google that appears here, that I can put it. I don't trust it because they won't translate exactly what I say, and it's also the frequency how I project it. So I don't want that to get lost, and we cannot have anyone translating everything that I say every day and put the captions down. It's impossible. Okay, so it's been 6 months already, so we are halfway. Get used to it, and someday maybe we will do some podcast with only one language of all these videos. So maybe you can wait 2 years and you will have it in one language. And as I said in another video, if it bothers too much, I will do everything in Catalan, and the people from the east of Spain will understand, and that's it. So I am a little bit like unbalanced now, because today I decided to begin doing exercise again, and after I came back from the gym, I ate half of the chocolate that people gave me as a gift. So I'm a little bit stomachache. I have a little bit of stomachache right now. So if I suddenly run away from here, it's not because of you. So So don't worry, I will come back. I found them. So let's go to the topic for today, which is systems. Okay. So let's understand the word system so we can understand why we perceive the system in a way and what it really is system. So first of all, in Greek, this word comes from the Greek synistema. Synistema. That means with, stable, and way. So syn means with, iste means stable, stabilize, something that is present, and ma is way, the way in which blah blah blah. Okay, so a system is the way in which the things get together so they can find stability in an order. System is the way in which we can find order. How do you say order in Greek? Cosmos. Cosmos. So what is the system of the cosmos? The system of the cosmos is the 7 laws. Now that we have the idea of what is the system, talking about the cosmos, let's understand that from our point of view, we have a negative aspect, a negative perception of the system, because we usually call the system something that is wrong. In the unconscious cultures of the world, we used to say that this is the problem of the system, that we have to take down the system, that the system is controlling us, that the problem is the system. We always say this. So that's why we put this connotation to the system as if it is something wrong. But the system is not bad. The system is only useful to order things. So now try to think about this example. When you were kids, how did you used to organize your room? What was the system you used to put order in your room? And then when you were teenager, and then when you were young, and then when you were adult, and now when you are old, how is the way in which you organize? Maybe for some people, this system would last for years, and for some others, only some months. But for sure, you have been going through some changes in your order in life. So you have put some different order, and you use some different system in your life. So if we get out from the physical world, arranging the room, we can go also to the system of beliefs. Through your life, you have also changed the system of beliefs. Through your life, you organize different priorities, for sure, in your life. When you were younger, now you change the order of your priorities, and your emotions, and so on, your ideas. So for sure, you have changed the system. So now the question would be, the first system that I used was bad, or it was just the system that I needed in that moment? For example, we can say today, yes, that system was horrible for me, so that's why I need to find another one. And or maybe I can say, yes, in that moment was the best thing that I got, and it was useful for me until I found a new one. Or for example, I can say, for me, it didn't work anymore, but I know people that system that I used to use is useful now for them. So the systems are not bad. The systems are useful for a determined level of consciousness. So let's think about these three different types of level of consciousness. We will call this one the conscious, this one the unconscious, and this one the subconscious. So a person that lives from the subconscious, which this means it has no relationship with anything that happens with awareness. So it's a person that is guided only by the basic needs, like the most ancient beliefs and most deepest pressure of the biology. So that person will use a system totally different from these other two. So what happens if this one here, the conscious one, says, no, this system is wrong, this system is bad, so you have to use this system, which is the conscious system, so you have to use this. So what happened with a conscious that gives a system to the subconscious? That this person here will suffer because it cannot vibrate in the same system as the other one. So it starts to suffer mainly. And that's why not always a conscious system helps people, because sometimes a conscious system makes people suffer if they are in the subconscious or the unconscious. The people that is conscious usually wants for the people that is unconscious to use their systems. That is not how it works. So I will explain this game with something that for sure we all know, which was the Illuminism during the 17th and the 18th century. Let's try to understand how the Illuminism began. To understand this in the 18th century, we have to go back to the 15th century and what happened there. What happened was that that Europe started to spread, started to grow so much, so many people that started to understand that there were a bigger world than Europe. So suddenly they started to bring this information from Greece and Rome. Greece and Rome. So they bring this information from there. Europe, all the cultures of Europe were known as sons and daughters from the Greek culture. So the Greek culture was called the I don't know how you call it in English, the birth of the civilization. So it was the nascence, the nativity of the civilization. So so that's why they said in the 15th century, okay, we will bring all these philosophies back, the culture back. So this is the rebirthing that we will say Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirthing. Okay, so so that's the Renaissance, to rebirth again in that consciousness. So during the 15th and the 16th centuries, they started to create this movement of going back again to the light of humans, not God, but humanity, the abilities that humans had to create. Okay, so because of this, a movement in the 17th century and the 18th century started to spread around. That was the Illuminism. The Illuminism was the movement that brought the light to humankind again, and it started in the north of Italy. That's why enlightened or illuminated is Illuminati in Italian language. So the Illuminati is a group of people, scientist people, free thinkers, all these kind of people, that what they did was to take all this ancient information and go against the church and against all paradigm that was against the growth of humanity. Okay, we can say that the Illuminati were the conscious people of the 17th and the 18th century. What they did, the conscious idea, was to go against the only one book. The one book in Greek is called Biblion. So the Bible, okay? Biblion, the one book, Biblion, the Bible. So they created a new book where all the scientists would put all the knowledge together in a book of one eye, only one eye, with the eye that sees everything. The eye that sees everything in Greek is Kyklope. Kyklope, you know, the cyclope, the being with one eye. So that's why they created the encyclopedia. The encyclopedia is the book against the Bible, is the book of knowledge. So what the conscious people said was, this knowledge should be for everyone. This must be for all of them, for all the humans. So they went back to Greece and took the information of how the Greek people used to teach the population in public schools, that they call skole. Skole was the place where the military used to go to understand the world. Okay, so they took the skole and they created the college. So for a long time, this conscious education was only for a few, a certain few. But then they accomplished to create the republic. And that's how in the 19th century, the republic created an education that was public, because republic comes from the Latin word res publica, that means the things of the population. Okay, so they brought the education to the public system. Okay, so this thing is exactly the same thing that these conscious people did with schools in the unconscious people. So they obligated the unconscious people to study the encyclopedia. So the conscious ones obligated the unconscious ones to study, to learn. But even though the unconscious people was still unconscious, now they were unconscious people with knowledge. So because these people kept being unconscious, these conscious people said, okay, so you know what? These people will be always unconscious. So what we can do is just to write whatever we want and make them believe whatever we want, and that's it. Because whatever is written, they will believe it. And this is how the public schools were created. So this is what we also call system. This is a system of order. So now look into this. Why we usually speak bad about the systems? It's because basically there was always some conscious people that took benefit from the unconscious people. So let's wonder why a person is to be unconscious and not conscious. The reason is because of a very key word that is called fear. Remember, the reason why we feel fear is because our bodies were made to survive. Our bodies were made to live, not to die. So fear is a tool of survival. When a person wants to be alive, use the fear as a way to identify possible death. We are humans. What are humans? We are mammals. And as mammals, we have survived in groups, in herds, in tribes. So we all know that in groups we survive. So that's why when we have fear, we tend to go to surviving groups. And the mentality of group is what moves you through others and not by yourself. And that's what we call unconscious. So the body understands that the way to solve the fear, the death, is in groups. So that's why I rather think of the group instead of thinking by myself. So this is why a conscious one says, okay, now I know how things work. So now I can also know how to use the things. Yeah. So if I am a free thinker and I reached the consciousness, what am I? I am a free person. And if I am a free person, that means that I have free will. And if I have free will, I am able to choose. And if I am able to do elections in my life, I will be able to create laws. So my conscious being will create the first law, the law of correspondence. So the law of correspondence will create the law of vibration. This other law will create the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm will create the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect will create the law of polarity. Of polarity will create the law of generation. All of them connected to the only one law, which is the mentalism. So what do I do with this? I begin to replicate it. So I project the mind into different levels. And again, I start to replicate. And I continue. I continue replying once and again, once and again. What is what we call here? How do we call this? We call this like the seed of life, the flower of life, the tree of life. Is also called the matrix. Is also called a network. Or also we call this a system. So what is a system? Is a conjunction of different laws. When this system becomes a jail, a trap, is when instead of remembering that each one of these dots that generates everything is my own mind projecting constantly, I believe that there are different people. Now the thing would be that if I become conscious, I can decide if I am willing to show this to other people, to take their power back, or control the others. Because if the rest is mind, but their minds are not strong enough, so just by thinking, I can control them. So the system is not wrong. The problem is that we are not aware of the system, and we are not aware that we can move through the system, changing our point of view of it. And we understand the system, we start to understand this, that there is no one to blame. Because if you blame someone for whatever is happening, it's you yourself blaming yourself. So if you blame the rich, if you blame the powerful, if you blame your ex, if you blame whoever of things that happen to you, is literally you kicking your own butt. So instead of blaming someone, we have to become conscious. And now the question will come here with a great responsibility. Are we gonna be the new Illuminati of the new time? Or are we different? We have come here to put order to a network, to a system. So we have not come here to destroy a system. We have come here to resynchronize a system. So, for example, if you look for what I did in 2014 with Roma Amor in the Vatican, I went to the Vatican and I did this. I went to the source of something that represents me too, because it's a reflection. So the Pope. So for me, it's a reflection. So what I did, it was not to change anything outside. It was basically to heal something in my own perception of that system, so I can create something transcendental and not repeat the same thing. And now comes the question. Am I, from my consciousness, using all of you? So let's go to the alignment. My 33 years old tells me that I have to wear glasses. The vibration for today is you. The statement for today is I am the stairs to heaven. The code for today is vision. From the correspondence law and becoming aware of an objective comes the vision, which has 2 points of view, the external and the internal. The external implies the contemplation, the second process of the universal breathing, that gives us perspective, analysis, understanding, search for clarity, while the internal one brings us to observe ourselves, comprehend our inner world, and contemplate the infinity of the mind that constitutes me and thus my infinite possibilities. Another thing, just to remind you, all the people that maybe is new, that if I don't answer some of the questions that you are doing, is for sure because I have explained them in some other videos. So I invite you to see the 158 other videos that I did, and you will find them around. Let's go. Comfortable, focusing only in our breathing. And with my imagination, I start to design through it a library full of books, galleries, and halls. These books are patterns and data within my subconscious, and they are part of my own Akashic records, from which I am the only librarian. I become aware that through the resonance I can find the book where is written the pattern that I am looking for today. And the question that I do to find it is, what is the system that I have created and that turned out to be like a jail for me today? I go all around the galleries of this library, flying, running, walking, looking for this book until I find it, and I take it between my hands, recognizing it. I take this book without any judgment, and I head to the main hall, where in front of me I will find the stairs of my unconsciousness towards the office of the conscious. Light. I go up through the stairs until I reach the light of the office, and inside of it I open the book, paying attention to that system that kept me trapped. What is that system? Take a deep breath, and with my sound, I bring this information to my feet. And as I do this, I put all my intention to bring all the consciousness and clarity to this system, for it not to use me anymore, but for me to use it instead. Take a deep breath and recognize this is my system and I use it. And is this same system the one that set me free? I am the stair to heaven. I am the stair to heaven. I am the stair to heaven. Take a deep breath and slowly you come back here and now by caressing, stretching your body and yawning. And as I open my eyes, I take a moment for the task for today, which is to write down this system and everything I felt about it. Thank you everybody for being there, and as always, see you tomorrow at the same time.